Welcome to Lakshman Biology. Now we will discuss about evidences from paleontology. Evidences from paleontology. This is the first evidence. First of all, if you see the paleontology, paleontology means study of fossils. Study of fossils is called as paleontology. Paleobotany means study of plant fossils. Paleozoology means study of animal fossils. Phylogeny means by using that fossils, if you study the history of evolution history of an organism, that is called as phylogeny. Like if you see in human evolution, first Dryopithecus to Ramapithecus to Australopithecus, uh, Australopithecus, Australopithecus to Australopithecian. Like that, if you study the evolution history, who is the ancestor of ancestor for the present day organisms. If you study that evolution history by using the fossils, that is called as phylogeny. Now we will see what are the fossils. Fossils are remains of hard parts of life. Hard parts of life means like teeth, bones, etc. Not present day organisms. Hard parts of life forms that lived in past, but those are found in rocks. Now those are present in rocks. Once upon a time, those organisms are lived on earth, but after the death, what happened? That became into fossil, that hard parts only, like blood, flesh, those are become into disappear or decompose. Only hard parts of the life that is found in the rocks. Then that rocks are present in the form of sediments. If you observe the cross section of an earth crust, that will indicate the arrangement of sediments one on another one during the long history of earth. If you observe the earth crust, this is the earth. If you take the earth crust, small part of earth crust, if you take, we can observe the different types of sediments in this earth crust. This is earth crust. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the sediments. If you observe here, the sediment which present very deep in earth crust is the sediment which is formed. It is very old sediment. The sediment which present at the top layer of earth crust is the sediment which formed recently. Hence, here if you observe, the first sediment has the old fossils. The last sediment, that is fourth sediment here, it has new fossils. Next, if you observe the first sediment which is formed at the starting of earth, primitive earth, later we can see formation of second sediment, or one by one, like that we can see the formation of sediments. Here, different aged rock sediments contain fossils of different life forms that probably died during formation of that particular sediment. If you see the organisms which are present at the primitive earth become into sediments and which lives in the during the formation of that sediment. Example, if you see the dinosaurs are became into fossils. The fossils of dinosaurs we can found in the sediment which formed in Mesozoic era. Next, a study of fossils in different sediment layers indicate the geological period in which they exist. Geological period. Geological time scale, we can divide in different eras, periods, like that, like Precambrian era, Paleozoic era, Mesozoic era, Cenozoic era, like that. How we can say that the age of the one human being, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years old, 5 years old, like that. At the age we can divided into different eras, periods, epochs, like that. The sediments are formed by the fossils which are lives in that particular geological period of that geological period. The study showed that life forms varies over time. Certain life forms are restricted to certain geological area. Meaning of this, if you found any fossils only in the one sediment, that will indicate that organisms are lives only at a particular period only. In case if you are find any fossils more than one sediment, we can say that organisms are lived in the more time on the earth. Here, hence, new forms of life have arisen at different times in the history of earth. If you observe, fossils found in older rocks are of simple types. If you see the fossils we have found in old rocks, means example here, this is the first sediment one. Sediment one contain very simple fossils. These are the simple fossils because these fossils that complex organisms are formed recently. Primitive organisms are very simple. Hence, fossils found in older rocks are simple types, and fossils which found in new rocks means previously formed sediments are very complex because later we can see the formation of complex organisms. The rocks of early era means at the starting earth, like Proterozoic era, contain less number of fossils. Means at the starting of earth there is very few living organisms, hence the number of fossils are less, complexity also less. Then the rocks of later era, only the fossils of simple marine invertebrates are present in the rocks. Later we can see the in geological time scale, first is very simple organisms are formed. Later we can see the formation of invertebrates. Those are becoming to dominate. After the invertebrate formation, we can see the formation of fishes. Those are becoming to dominate. Later we can see the formation of amphibians, reptiles, aves, and mammals. The fossils of Paleozoic era contain abundant fossils of invertebrates because that time more invertebrates, fishes, amphibians are there. Hence, we can find the more number of these organisms in Paleozoic era. There is no human skeleton in Paleozoic era, which will indicate that the Paleozoic era there is no human beings. The rocks of Mesozoic era have the fossils of great reptiles. Based on that, primitive birds and mammals. Based on that, we can identify that in Mesozoic era there is a abundant reptiles on the earth. Later, we can see the geological time scale also. That is about evidences from paleontology. In next video, we'll see about evidences from embryology. Evidences from embryology. Actually, the evidences from paleontology not completed. 2 or 3 videos it will take. After completion of that, we will see about evidences of embryology.